Greetings, everyone. This is Elizabeth, and I am just letting you know that I have 6 of the Halloween kits still left. I dropped the price because they're not going to be in a class format, but you still get all of the goodies. Okay, so you get couple of ghosts, couple of cats, and a hat and a pumpkin. I feel like something is off. Oh, there it is. I was like, I know there's something else. And you either get Wicked or the Boo word. Super cute, fun little pieces, and then you get some other elements to create some crafty projects. I wanted to show you what we did in class during these wonderful time, because my little spare parts here. So I sent a little baggie of lunar paste, and we scooped it out. It did really well, and then we just chuck what, because you can't scoop everything out, unfortunately. But this is what I did. So I did send a little piece of this, and I just trimmed mine down to put it in there, and I sent some of this green fluffies, and I bordered mine with that. Okay, so you can take your little wooden pieces and put some texture paste on them. Lunar paste. That one is the Triple Berry Lunar Paste, which is a great way to, try out the stuff. Get digging in there. This here is Reinkers Overzealous, to be exact. But you could use watercolors that are highly pigmented, acrylic paint, all the fun stuff in your craft room you might already have, you can do this with. I mean, just look at that. And then, I sent enough of the green fluff that we could wrap it around there. Give her a fluffy hat if you wanted to. All this fun stuff. Again, the kit only comes with one. These were just my samples. For those that got the Wicked, I showed them how to just draw a little black outline around the hat. Gave it a little buckle and everything with a Sharpie or alcohol marker. Nothing fancy. And then this alcohol marker, just a dark purple, medium purple, and a light purple. Hardly any working to do to blend that in, but isn't that just gorgeous? This guy here, give it a second here. What do you think we used to color this one? Kind of looks like we might have used alcohol markers, yeah? Nope. Alcohol inks. Definitely want to use blending solution. Alcohol is going to seep into that and dry a lot quicker. That blending solution is going to stay on top a little bit longer. And then I just dropped different colors of oranges and a little bit of brown in there. And I did do both sides. Very, very fun, but messy. Fun, but messy. This one here, this is ink pad, Shady, the Simon Hurley ink pad Shady. I just used a blending brush, and then somebody's like, hey, can we use the mica sprays? So yeah, I flipped it over, and then I liked it so much, I did it to this one too. So we did mica sprays, some of us, okay? Some mica sprays on those kitties. Beautiful. I loved how it turned out. This one, again, with the alcohol markers, blending it up. And then this, your Nuvo drops, or put some glue and smush some glitter in there, okay? And I gave some magnet material, so if you wanted to, you can make one of them a magnet. I did give enough stuff to make a card if people wanted to. I've been pulling this off to show that you can send it to someone, right? And then in the card say, hey, the magnet or the front peels off, okay? And then you just pop this off and they can hang it. See, it doesn't have to be a card, but you could easily add these wooden pieces to a card. And I made mine a mantle, so I can put it in a little frame and just have it there sitting on my mantle for Halloween. And then I can pop it into my like a photo album, and I can actually put a photo here after I've popped this off and hung it on my Halloween tree. Yes, I have a Halloween tree. So that's what I'm going to do with mine. I'm just going to spruce mine up with some fun danglies, and I'm going to go hang mine on my Halloween tree. But this here is ready to go. Like I said, I can put a picture of my kids when they were younger in there. Or I could so easily just leave this be, put it on there, put it on a card base, and ship it in the mail. I would put the extra postage on it, walk it into the post office, and make sure they put it in the do not bend folder. And then the other thing we did is I showed them what to do with scraps. Because, you know, you're cutting, you're putting all your cards together, and you come up with some, like, weird chunks at the end. So I was like, hey, you guys, this is what I'm doing. Made some chunkity chunks. And then, again, you can put something over the top of it. Okay. I've got a fall kit that is now in the shop. And that kit will be doing similar but different things. I've got some extra fun things that I'd like to try out with that. But, yeah. So I thought I'd show you what is still available in the shop. Okay, you get this beautiful black bubble mailer with all of the goodies. As soon as you place your order, I will freshly scoop some lunar paste, because I don't know how long it's going to last in the bag. Although I've had this one in there for a little bit. I mean, it seems to be holding up pretty good. But once you start opening it up and taking it out, it gets a little crusty. But you'll get this in the mail, full of the little goodies in there. Again, it's priced low because it's not going to go with a class. So if you just want to purchase it so you can have the things ready for next year, it'll be available until the end of October 2020. What is this, 2022? I can't even remember. We're not 2023 yet. No. So 2022, October 31st, I will take it out of the shop, and I'm going to repurpose them and probably do something else with them for next year. Oh, see, this was from my other little class, because I had two groupings. So this one here we did in reverse. See that? Look at that. And then this one I would put on a black card base so I get that black trim. But yeah, we totally did it in reverse. And then this little cutie, again, just using the little scrappy pieces to just make some card bases. And then beef it up by adding layers of it. Super fun. But since I have some goodies left, okay, let's make a card. And then tell me in the comments if you are interested in a class. It doesn't have to be anything with these. Let me know if you're like, you know, I want a coloring class. We're going to come up with one of those. But if you want it, maybe I'll do it a little bit sooner than later. But yeah, any kind of class. Just drop a comment, and you may win the card that we're going to make. Let me think. What should we use? Let's do the pumpkin. I love the pumpkin. He's so happy. We're going to get out our blending solution because remember, like I said, when we're using our alcohol inks, we want to use the blending solution. And there's so many brands and companies out there. Any of them will work. The Tim Holtz blending solution, this blending solution. We're going to bring in some sparkle. We're going to bring in some yellow and some orange. And a little bit of caramel. And I don't know. We'll do this yellow too. Hopefully they're different enough. If not, no biggie. Okay. Now, you might need to go get some gloves because it's going to get muckety-muckety. But I don't mind. It'll eventually wash out. I'm going to start on this side because there is a bend in this. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to add a little bit of that blending solution. Ugh, get that open. Hotsy-totsy. Just drop some of that in there. But see how the blending solution allows it to moosh around. Okay, versus putting it dry on the wood. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add more blending solution just so it's all ready to go. And then get that rolling. I'm going to try and blend that out just a little bit. Get that little bit up there, a little bit right there. Get some of this lovely yellow in there. Oops, maybe a little bit too much, but that's okay. Get some of that in there. Some of that. Apparently somebody didn't clean these after using them. That would be me. Nobody else does this in my crafty room. Drop that color up there. Look at that. Okay, and then we can just let that do its fabulousness. Okay, if we want to add a little bit more of the brown in there, we'll let that blend out. Look at that. Get a little bit of that. And you can add as much as you want. It'll just blend in there and be super fun. Look at that. Maybe put a little bit right there. Look at that. Woo! And then you can blow dry it, or you could use your little puffer. Your little puffin. Like so. Check that out. And then we're going to shake this one up because it's got the glittery glitzin in there. And we're just going to plop that on there. Just see if we can't blow it around a little bit. Nice and glitzy. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! Can you see how shimmery he is? Oh, I love it. And I'm just going to flip that right over. I think it'll be fine. Add a little bit of that there. Get that in there, like so. And get this right in there. A little bit of yellow. And a little bit more of this. Because I already had that color bleed in from the other side. Woo-wee! Look at that. Put a little bit of glitter in there. Yeah. Look at that. Moosh that around. Woo, look at that. Nice and stinky. That Marabou, ugh, I don't know what it is about that stuff. It's just like uber stinky. But it is gorgeous. And, you know, the joys of alcohol ink, it dries pretty quick. Look at that. Ugh. I'm going to let this finish drying while I clean up. I'm going to grab some alcohol and rub that on there and then see if I can't pick that up with some paper. It may or may not pull up, interestingly, but won't know unless I try. So I'll see you back here in just a minute. I am so glad I kept recording because that cleaned up so nicely. So I'm just going to take a 1/4 inch off of the short and the long side. So we're going down to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Look at that. We're going to plop that on there. But I want to decide, since I've got my pumpkin, I want to fill in his eyeballs. Like, I don't think I want them that. So I'm checking to see what I have left in my kit. Like, ooh, look at that. Oh, I like what this is doing in like the eye bits. Can we see that? So some of the kits got this paper and some did not. That's the whole point, was just to have something different. I don't know. I really like that, but I did ink up the backside. But I think that's all right. I'm just going to glue that down. Okay, so I grabbed a pencil, and what we're going to do is we're just going to, because I don't mind if that, I'm just going to try and get these lines in the eyeball, hold it down, and then we're just going to trace that. And there's my little pumpkin. Fits so nicely. Then we're just going to glue that down. Okay. And I'm actually going to add the glue right to the wooden piece. And yes, your fancy schmancy glues that you purchase, spend a lot of money on, they will adhere the wood to the paper very nicely. I have glued many a piece. You can also use Mod Podge, whatever you have handy. And because the liquid glue is movable for a little bit, you can squish that the way you need. Oh, look at that. It makes it look like it's glowing in there. Ugh, just love that. Scooch that to that side, and then we're just going to press. Ooh. Oh, look at that. So cute. And then that helps that pop off of that even more. Look at that. So we can set that on there. We can go up a little bit so we can put a sentiment on there. We could go here. I think I'm going to put it up just a little. So if I decide to put a sentiment on it before I mail it, I'll have that option. Okay. You don't have to put the sentiment on the day you make it. You can always wait. Now, I would suggest maybe putting a piece of paper over your pumpkin before having to smush it down. And this Marabou glittery stuff does not like stay permanently. So don't ship this off to somebody that doesn't like loose glitter. Because even though it's just mica, they may not appreciate that either. If they don't like their fingers dirty, don't ship it out to them. Or do, if that person is like not your favorite person. And you're like, oh, they can't stand that. Just sip it out to them. And when they call and complain, say, oh, I didn't realize. I didn't realize it made a mess. As you're giggling in the background. Sorry. We all have that little bit of mean streak, right? If not, there's no harm, no foul. But look at that. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Yep. And as long as it stays under the ounce, you won't need extra ounce postage. But I do recommend the non-machinable. Take it into your post office. Say, hey, this is non-machinable. Don't let them just throw it to a pile. Say, that needs a stamp. Because they're supposed to stamp it and put it in a separate bin so it doesn't go through the machine. If they're not doing that for you, you know, you need to write your postmaster, because you spend the money to get it there and you want it done right. Right? Right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Be sure to stop by my shop at chatwithsassy.com to grab your Halloween kit that has this great pumpkin in it, or to see the new fall one I have out. And we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.